of Canada, le gouvernement du Canada. Speedo, your trusted swim partner from your first splash through every stroke. Speedo, votre partenaire de natation de confiance, de votre premier saut dans l'eau à chaque traction. Bell for better and all the ways it gives back to communities and sport across Canada. Mieux pour tous et toutes les façons dont Bell redonne aux communautés et au sport dans tout le Canada. Chicken Farmers of Canada, proud supporter and official protein of Swimming Canada. Les producteurs de poulets du Canada, fiers partisans et protéines officielles de Natation Canada.
And welcome back, everybody. This is the 2025 Bell Canadian Swimming Trials. It is day 4. I'm Jason Pratt. With me again, Brittany McLean-Campbell for another exciting night of finals. This is the first night where the relays and relay selection really become a factor in what is happening because we have the 100 freestyle for the women and the 100 freestyle for the men.
Yeah, and those teams are by no means kind of a guaranteed deal when it comes to the veterans who we're used to seeing on the relays. They have to come in tonight and perform. So a lot of pressure on the vets and a good opportunity for some new names to try to get on the national team.
Exactly right. I mean, Penny Alexiak was strong this morning. She was right on the qualifying standard. Right on her heels was Taylor Ruck. She's been looking very good all weekend.
She's been looking so strong, and I'm really encouraged for the future of this women's team. Been off the podium the last couple of years internationally, but they have to kind of put themselves in a position tonight to contest for what could be the future success of that team.
We did get a Canadian record out of the morning, didn't we, in the men's para 50 freestyle?
We did. Sebastian Masabi is going records every single day, but another S5 Canadian record in the 50 freestyle. And we're going to start off strong here tonight in the para 100 butterfly. And Katie Cosgriff, who's a Paralympic medalist in this event. So it's always really fun when we see these athletes get to perform their strengths. And tonight we'll start off the program with that one.
And then, of course, we have the 200 butterfly. We have the men first, and Ilya Haroun has been very, very strong. He looked great this morning. Is he going to have any other challengers in that event?
Likely not. To get under the cut is pretty lengthy for the rest of the field, but Ilya Haroun has looked strong throughout this meet. He's had an incredible season so far, coming off his Olympic medal performance, 2 of them, but one of them specifically in this race was the 200 butterfly. So I think he's gearing up for a strong race, and it's kind of him against the clock tonight.
So we danced around it this whole intro, but of course we still have another race with Summer McIntosh in that 200-meter butterfly. She looked so easy this morning going 2:08.80. Is it world record watch for race number 4?
I think it has to always be world record watch now when we're watching her, which is just unbelievable that we're saying that. But what I'm most excited about Summer tonight is that the 200 fly, she's said very vocally that it's her favorite event. She loves swimming it. She's now broken 2 world records, 3 Canadian records this week. She's rolling on a high. Momentum's on her favor. She loves this event. To me, all signs are pointing toward positivity, and I cannot wait to watch this one.
So make sure you join us here at the Saanich Commonwealth Place for day 4 finals at the 2025 Bell Canadian Swimming Trials.
Today at Sarlip, Sayout, Saikom, Pauquichin, and Malahat nations. This area also has shared use with the Leguajen peoples known today as Songhees and Ko Sapsum nations. Together, they've been the caretakers of these lands and waters since time in memoriam. We recognize them for their continued stewardship, care, and leadership on these lands.
Good evening, swimming fans, and welcome to day 4 of the 2025 Bell Canadian Swimming Trials. Tonight, we would like to take a few moments to recognize some Swimming Canada award winners from 2024. These awards recognize officials and other volunteers in our community who have made a significant impact.
Bonsoir à tous les amateurs de natation. Bienvenue au jour 4 des Essais canadiens de natation Bell 2025. Ce soir, nous aimerions prendre quelques instants pour rendre hommage à certains lauréats des prix de Natation Canada de 2024. Ces prix récompensent les officiels et autres bénévoles de notre communauté qui ont eu un impact important.
To present these awards, please welcome National Meet Director Glenn Grieg. The Swimming Canada Volunteer of the Year Award recognizes individuals who have made significant contributions to the sport of swimming through volunteering. This award recognizes an administrator who has given many years of volunteering to the sport. For playing a crucial role in shaping the swimming landscape in her community, the 2024 Volunteer of the Year is Naomi Patterson. Unfortunately, Naomi couldn't be with us this evening, so we're asking Trevor Cowan to accept the award on her behalf.
Le prix de la bénévole de l'année est remis à Naomi Patterson.
The President's Award is open to athletes, coaches, administrators, officials, sports leaders, and builders who have made a profound impact on swimming in Canada. For their role in helping to move the 2024 Olympic and Paralympic trials from Montreal to Toronto on very short notice due to fire damage at the Olympic pool in Montreal, this year's President's Award recipients are Luc Bissalon and Francis Maynard.
Pour leur rôle dans le transfert de dernière minute des Essais olympiques et paralympiques 2024 de Montréal à Toronto en raison d'un incendie ayant endommagé la piscine olympique, les lauréats du prix du président de cette année sont Luc Bisaillon et Francis Ménard.
Unfortunately, Luc and Francis are back home in their province of Quebec working hard to get FNQ ready for events this summer, but we will ensure that they receive their awards. The Volunteer Contribution Award recognizes outstanding individuals who have made significant long-term contributions to the sport consistent with Swimming Canada's vision, mission, and values. Honoring his extraordinary impact on the sport both in and out of the water, this year's recipient is Lance Cansdale.
Le prix de la contribution bénévole de l'année est remis à Lance Cansdale.
To accept the award, please welcome CSCA board member Peter Carpenter. Last but not least, the Ken Filippelli Excellence in Officiating Award honors individuals who demonstrate exceptional leadership, integrity, and commitment to the sport of swimming. For her unwavering commitment to the development of officiating, our 2024 Ken Filippelli Excellence in Officiating recipient is Diane McKenzie.
Le prix de l'officiel de l'année Ken Filippelli 2024 est remis à Diane McKenzie.
Please join us in congratulating our award winners for their valuable contributions behind the scenes.
Joignez-vous à nous pour féliciter les lauréats pour leurs précieuses contributions dans les coulisses.
This year, Swimming Canada launched the Speedo Virtual Distance Series. 245 clubs out of 10 provinces and 2 territories participated in the series, which included a 800, 1500, and 3000 meter for time throughout the season.
Cette année, Natation Canada a lancé la série virtuelle de distance Speedo, à laquelle ont participé 245 clubs de 12 provinces et territoires. La série comprenait des épreuves de 800, 1500 et 3000 mètres chronométrés tout au long de la saison.
To recognize our recipients, please welcome Swimming Canada National Coach Martin Gingras. The top 3 clubs in the Speedo Virtual Distance Series were the Lakeshore Swim Club with 1,262 points, the Kisu Swim Club with 724, and the Windskill Dolphin Swim Club with 628. This year's overall winners for the girls 16 and under from the Lakeshore Aquatic Club, coached by Tristan Vowles, Isabel Cooper. For the boys 16 and under from the Kisu Swim Club, coached by Tina Hoban, Charlie Bourne. For the girls 17 and over from the Kelowna Aquajets, coached by Mark Tremblay, Ruby Kaler. And for the boys 17 and over from the Kelowna Aquajets, also coached by Mark Tremblay, Aiden Kirk. Congratulations, and ladies and gentlemen, one last round of applause for our top swimmers in the Speedo Virtual Distance Series.
Félicitations à tous les nageurs et nageuses. We'd now like to introduce the officials for this evening's final session. Présentons maintenant les officiels pour la session de finale de ce soir. The referee for the women's events, la juge arbitre pour les épreuves féminines, Larry Schrobot. The referee for men's events, juge arbitre pour les épreuves masculines, Barry Hanna. Starter for the women's events, juge de départ pour les épreuves féminines, Julie Gay. Starter for men's events, juge de départ pour les épreuves masculines, John Govier.
If you are the driver of a Nissan Versa, a white Nissan Versa, license plate JH376H, please return to your vehicle. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we'd ask everyone to please rise if you are able and join Sabine Black in the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. Quand on voit se porter les pays, il sait porter la croix. Ton histoire est une épopée des plus brillants exploits. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
there you have our finalists in the multi-class 100-meter butterfly final. As mentioned, as I teased, Katie Cosgriff entered as Jamie, but I promise you her preferred name is Katie. She'll be out in lane number 4. She's a Paralympic bronze medalist in this event from Paris and the Canadian record holder, hoping to qualify here for her second career World Para Swimming Championships. She made her first just 2 years ago. She actually started her first year swimming varsity this year at Laurier, where she won the Rookie of the Year for her university.
Off we go in this one, and as Brittany mentioned, Katie Cosgriff in lane number 4. She's their top seed. She's a Canadian record holder in the S10 category. She was only a second off of that Canadian record this morning. She swam 107.96. The record stands at a 106.75, and that was from the Paralympic trials about a year ago from now.
And you can see really smooth with her stroke. She is really efficient with her head position, nice and low to the water here, breathing every 2 right now. Looks like she's going to touch first here at the 50.
So she's 31.8 this morning, so she's about 0.8 of a second better. A solid 31.05 on that first 50. Alyssa Smith turns next. She's only 0.2 of a second back, followed by Emma Van Dijk in lane number 6. So a good outing in the middle of the pool. 25 meters left to go. Smith now getting up. She's even with Cosgriff as they come towards the finish. And Smith with a slight advantage in lane number 5. She does swim in the S13 category. She was a 1:11.43 this morning in the prelims. And it looks like it's going to be Smith touching to the wall first in lane number 5. Time 1:06.42, a good time for her. Second is Cosgriff in lane number 4. A little bit better than she did this morning at a 1:07.62.
And a new Canadian record there for Alyssa Smith in the S13 category. As you mentioned, Jason, a massive drop for her, but just gets under the Canadian record by 7/100ths of a second. The previous record stood by Valerie Grandmaison from back in 2008, so that's a massive Canadian record to break here. Way to get us started.
Well, another auspicious sign. We seem to have those every single night that we begin. And we have it here again in our women's para multicast 100-meter butterfly Canadian record S13 category. Alyssa Smith, time of 1:06.42 by 7/100ths of a second. One of the older records on the book, that one going back to 2008.
And you take a look at the para points too. It was very close, but Alyssa Smith with a 964 para point, and then Katie Cosgrove with 982. So Katie will take home the gold medal there, but definitely within secondary consideration when it comes to the selection committee, because the MQS for S13 is 127. So we'll hear from Katie.
Katie Cosgriff, the winner of the 100 butterfly para swimming tonight. Katie, congratulations. A little bit off the time you wanted to be tonight, but puts you in a really good spot to possibly be on that para world swimming championship team this summer.
I mean, I definitely had goals to be a little bit faster, but I've taken a lot of time this season to focus on school, so I haven't been on top of my training. And so I'm pretty happy with a 1:07.6. I know that I have a lot of room for improvement, but for right now, that's pretty good.
So coming off the Paralympics last summer, a medalist at the Paralympic Games in Paris, bit of a change this year, as you said, focusing on school, first year university at Wilfrid Laurier, change of coach to Kathy Party. How has that been going for you this season?
I've really enjoyed it. I mean, it has been a pretty tough season coming off of Paris, just like getting over being at my first major games, but I've had a lot of fun with the team at Laurier, and I'm really excited to see what more I can do with the team.
Katie Cosgriff, ladies and gentlemen, your winner tonight in the 100 butterfly.
Great showing here in our first event of the night as we get ready for our men's race. Again, a para multi-class event.
One race, one Canadian record. Let's keep this rolling.
Our next event will be the men's para 100 butterfly championship final. Lane 5 from the region of Waterloo, Alexander Elliott.
Lane 4 from Red Deer Captain Nassau Club, Nick Burnett.
Lane 3 from Olympian Swimming, Fernando Liu.
Blue Walters de natation mondiale, Luca Landry.
Lane 1 Ebony Pianos Club, Reed Maxwell.
And there are the finalists in the multi-class men's 100-meter butterfly. Nick Bennett will have lane number 4. His prelim swim was only 0.6 of a second over his S14 Canadian record mark, which has stood for 3 years and was broken in this very pool in Victoria. So you'd think that's a pretty good omen. We have Maxwell and Liu out in 1 and 2, and the two of them were the youngest of the entire delegation in Paris for all of Team Canada. As mentioned already, Maxwell has broken records here in Victoria for the S8 category. Alec Elliott is a vet on the team. He'll be in lane number 5. He finaled in this event in the last 3 Paralympic Games, now training at the region of Waterloo Swim Club. There are your finalists. We get set for this men's multi-class 100-meter butterfly.
And we will be keeping an eye on Bennett as he was, as Brittany said, just 0.6 of a second over his Canadian record. Reed Maxwell will be another one to watch out in lane number 1. He was the first S8 ever to go under a minute for 100-meter freestyle, setting the Canadian record last night. He is a Canadian record holder in this event as well as a 106.34.
And this Paralympic program has not slowed down after the Paris Paralympics. This team has been really proving that they're in good shape and want to take this next season by stride.
And we go Bennett, 27.08. That is about a half second better than he was this morning. And Reed Maxwell up in lane number 1, a full second faster than he was this morning. He swam a 109.44, a couple seconds over his meet record, but looking strong out in lane number 1. And we just have about 10 meters left to go, and it's Bennett in lane number 4. He's swimming out ahead of Fernando Liu from Olympian swimming in 3. Keep your eye on the clock as it's Bennett to the wall, 57.50. It is his new Canadian record. Well done, Nick Bennett.
A new Canadian record. It doesn't even get him the win here. You can see Fernando Liu, a 9.56. Phenomenal swim.
Great swim by those two, finishing the wall 57.5, 58.20, and then Maxwell just over his Canadian mark, 106.86, but scoring 931 points. That will be enough to get him into the top 3 in our final standings in this event.
And Fernando Liu placed 11th in this event at the Paralympics, but this was faster tonight, and he was under that A consideration cut. So confidently, we can say that both Fernando Liu and Nicholas Bennett have qualified to swim this event at the Para World Championships coming up this summer.
So 2 for 2, Brittany. It is looking very good.
Oh my goodness. We are off to a quick start here. Alec Elliott about to chat with Chris Heinmark-Watson.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're standing back with Alexander Elliott finishing tonight 1:00.72 in the 100 fly. You tell me the time's okay at this point in time.
Yeah, I was really hoping to break a minute tonight. Unfortunately, it didn't happen, but I think it was a well-executed swim and should be good going forward.
And so that should put you in a good spot to be on the team for this summer at World Para Swimming Championships. What are you looking forward to this summer potentially about being a veteran on the team? You've been on the national team for 11 years now, I believe.
Yeah, it's been a long time. I've had a lot of fun, a lot of great experience. I'm hoping I can pass it on to the new kids and hopefully have a good time with them.
Well, congratulations. Great swim tonight. Alexander Elliott, ladies and gentlemen, a 1:00.72 here tonight in the 100 butterfly.
So some very good swims by our para swimmers to kick off the night here, the 100-meter butterfly. 2 races, 2 Canadian records, Brittany.
A great start. And for anyone that enjoyed a Summer McIntosh watch, I didn't get an opportunity to give you all an idea of when she got in for warm-up and all that good stuff, but I did see her previously jumping up and down in the ready room. She seems to be activating. She seems pretty ready. And I did get the inside knowledge that she likes to listen to Trophies by Drake before every 200 fly. So just at home, maybe if you all put on that song right now and get in your element, because summer is coming up next. but not before we celebrate a few podium finishes on the para 100 butterfly side.
We'll have those coming up shortly, medal presentations.
Well, the mayor of Saanich is here tonight to present some awards.
Mathilde Falardeau from CNQ picking up the bronze medal, 931 points.
Don't think it was because it's not Reed Maxwell, so unlikely that was the point total, but we'll find out shortly what the final results were.
Your silver medalist, Henayda Alasham, with a new Canadian S13 record. Orangeville Otters, Alyssa Smythe.
And here's Alyssa Smythe. We were saying Smith, but it does make sense that it is Smythe, so apologies. Alyssa, congratulations, a new Canadian record in the S13 category. When I think about Paralympic swimming in this country, Val Grandmaison is one of the names that stands out, so to take down one of those historic records must feel really good for this young star with a bright future ahead. Awesome way to start off our evening.
Your gold medalist, Henayda Hall, Orangeville Otters.
And there she is, Katie Cosgriff.
As mentioned, she's trying to figure out how to balance school right now in her first year of university at Laurier. But it seems to be going pretty well. She set a few short course world records actually earlier in the season because the U Sports season is a short course, so she was able to give it a go. And they're all going to smile with their medals.
And they're the proper point totals for your three swimmers. 982 down to 854 points.
And next up are the men's multi-class 100 butterfly medalists, which we were teased with in the last graphic, but we will get those confirmed shortly.
Really solid swim out of Bennett. I'm not sure he was expecting that, getting down to that Canadian record here. He's come in and he's been quite open with perhaps not being in the highest state of readiness for this event, but a great swim by Bennett.
And I think it's nice for him to get to race some different things, right? Like that's 0.4 of a second off his lifetime best, but the 100 butterfly is not a race that he swims at the Paralympics. At least hasn't commonly done this at a World Championships, but you never know. He might end up choosing this in his program. He's going to be a busy one. He's basically the equivalent for us to Summer and Mary Sophie Harvey, where you have to get strategic about your lineup and pick which races are best for you. Another one that's going to be busy at World Championships, Reed Maxwell getting his bronze medal right now. We've seen him on the podium every single night since we started this competition here in Victoria.
Just missing his Canadian record here in this one. It was very close, and we saw him with a great swim last night. We mentioned about that, and just off it here for third.
And Nick Bennett with the silver medal here and Canadian record performance, earning him 951 para points. He's got a bit of a beard too, so probably not fully shaved down and tapered. But to anybody wondering at home, by day 4 of a meet, almost everybody's hit a taper at this point because you're not doing hard practices throughout the meet, so it's kind of a natural taper.
Your gold medalist, Henayda Hall, Olympian swimming, Fernando Liu.
Here we have Fernando Liu, and I think he mentioned this was faster than he went in the Paralympic final.
Well, that one, I actually made an educated guess because he was under the A cut, and the A cut is top 5 at the Paralympic Games. So without doing the quick math on my computer, I'm going to go ahead and guess that that was faster than when he went in the Paralympic final, yeah, because he's under the A cut. Really solid. He looked really strong through the water.
Great swim by Liu there, dropping almost 3 seconds from what he did in the prelims.
Really great stuff. Well, congratulations to the medalists in the multi-class 100-meter butterfly. And before we get ready to welcome our 200 finalists, we will first have a commercial.
Salut, grand-maman.
Hey, je pensais justement à toi.
Hey, devine qui j'ai vu aujourd'hui? Charles Toupin.
Ah, t'avais un fait pour lui, non?
Grand-maman, on dit plus ça.
On dit quoi d'abord?
On dit un croche.
Un croche? Qu'est-ce qui est croche?
Non. C'est une expression.
Dans mon temps, on disait avoir le béquin.
Le béquin? Mais c'est pas comme avoir le hockey, ça?
Pas tout.
Well, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. One we've been waiting for. In a moment, you're going to get to see your finalists here in the women's 200-meter butterfly.
We now move to the championship.
And here they come.
200 butterfly. Ladies from Etobicoke Club, Victoria Raven. Van Centre, Etobicoke, Charlotte Rousseau. Playing six for the Markham Aquatic Club, Katie Forrester. Playing five from the Etobicoke, Ella Jensen. Lane four, Summer McIntosh. Lane three from Markham Aquatic Club, Mabel Severos. Lane two, Claire Watson. And lane one from Markham Aquatic Club, Angela Wang.
Well, Summer has swum 3 events so far here in Victoria, and all 3 have been lifetime best Canadian record performances. 2 of the 3 have been world records, and Summer has been very vocal that this is her favorite event. She'll be in lane 4. She's the Paris Olympic champion, the reigning world champion, and so far this week, like I said, a 2-time world record holder. Keep an eye on 4 and the clock. That world record stands at a 2:01.81.
Off we go. The world record she is chasing, it is 16 years old. It's back from the supersuit era in 2009.
It's the last women's supersuited record in the book.
Well, that's a 2:01.81, and you can see it is jam-packed in here watching Summer go down the pool. We'll see where she is for the first 50. Her best time is about a second off that world record. It stands at a 2:03.03. And here we are on the first 50, 27-28, very solid on the way out on that first 50.
It's important to note Summer swims this event really strategically. She knows she has a very strong second half. She'll try to stay nice and relaxed, and the way we like to call it is controlled. You can see how low her head stays to the water. She's going to try to get a good amount of oxygen here in the first 100.
Well, Lou, when she set the world record, she was out in 58.00. She was out very, very fast. So we'll see if Summer's anywhere near that as she gets to the halfway point. 58.5. She has never been out that fast before. And she is ripping through the first half of this race.
And she still looks like she's building, which is what you want to see, that second kick. Butterfly has a double beaded kick, and she is coming down with power with each of her kicks, like I said, gliding through the water right now.
Excellent first half of this race for Summer McIntosh in lane number 4. She comes up to the 3/4 mark. She's going to have 1 length left to go after this wall. Let's see what she is. Hoping for a 1:30. 1:30.1. She is right on pace.
She is under world record pace. And I do want to shout out that Summer, other than the current world record holder, is the next fastest in history, and will tonight she become the fastest ever to swim the 200 butterfly.
All right, 2:01.81 is the time. She's got about 15 meters left to go on this race. Keep your eye on McIntosh. She is powering through the water, coming to the red. 5 meters left to go. That mark, 2:01.81. She's going to be just over 2:02. 2:26. One heck of a swim. The only other woman to ever be under 2 minutes and 3 seconds. Summer McIntosh, 2:02.26, just over that world record.
Well, it was unbelievable, and she was so close. Congratulations to McIntosh. And just wanted to note the second place finisher there, 2:09.68, was Ella Jansen, just off of that FINA standard to get to swim this event at the World Championships. But Summer seems pretty excited by that. She had a smile on her face. One thing I wanted to note, she's trying a different suit tonight. I don't know if anybody else noticed, but she's been wearing a Speedo suit every day this week, and tonight she has a different meet. She has a new suit that she's rocking. Summer McIntosh, a new Canadian record.
And changing it up, we're going to get to hear from her in a second. New Canadian record, fastest time in the world by a large margin so far this year in 2025.
And the second fastest performance in history. We'll hear what she thinks of that right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, how about one more round of applause here? Summer McIntosh, second fastest performance in history. 2:02.26, faster than you went to win gold in Paris last summer. But you just told me there's still things to improve on.
Yeah, I mean, my touch was really not my best. So I think I'm a little bit mad at myself for that. But overall, really happy with the race. And going into tonight, I didn't really know where my fly would be. So yeah, happy with the time. Felt really strong throughout the whole distance. So yeah, but it leaves me hungry for more, trying to get closer and closer to that world record.
So a new Canadian record tonight as you drop time from last summer in Paris. Was that 2:01.8 in your mind? Like, is that a target of yours?
I think if you were to ask me, I think I've said this in past interviews, if there's one world record that I want more than any of the other ones, it's the 2 fly. I think it's the hardest one to get, in my opinion. So yeah, that's always in the back of my head, and especially on those really, really hard training days, it always keeps me pushing forward. So yeah, that'll definitely be something that I hope to get in the near future.
Well, you're closer than you were coming into this meet. Other than the touch, are there other things you'll work on between now and Singapore in this event?
Oh yeah, for sure. I think my underwaters and my turns are always something that I can keep improving on, especially in my dive as well. So, but yeah, I think stroke-wise and technique-wise, I'm pretty good at that. But other than that, in and out of the walls is for sure one of my main focuses.
Well, we talked about recovery yesterday. We're going to go let you warm down and get ready for your next event tomorrow. Ladies and gentlemen, Summer McIntosh, new Canadian record, and the second fastest swim in history.
Note that it was Ella Jansen, the best time by her, moving up to number 8 all time for Canadian women in the 200-meter butterfly.
And Summer is now 4 for 4 out of her events of going Canadian record times and personal best times. When you're setting records, you kind of have to take that one step back to get some perspective. But so far, she's having a nearly perfect competition here. We'll welcome the junior finalists now.
Lane 7, very short from Layla Orosky. Lane 6, Lane Short Swim Club, Isabella Cooper. Lane 5, QC Swim Club, Karen Weatherhead. Block out the recomendação Senna, Gabriel Diani, Hannah Jimenez. Lane 3 from Conference Swimming, Rachel Wigington. Lane 2 from West Vancouver Roberts, Michelle Zhang. Lane 1 from Florida Edmonton, Juliet Nicholson.
There we go. Our junior finals coming up now. They're going to be shooting for a 2:15.07. Qualifying a time for World Juniors summer later in Romania. Here we go. We got Maritoni Karaginius in lane number 4 from Samac. She was 2:17.62. We did have a couple juniors in that A final. So we'll have to get those results to see if they are in contention and challenging for the World Junior team.
And the junior cut can be reached in the A final or in the junior final. So they're now kind of up against the clock in the rest of their competition. But a really good start there in lane number 4.
It is Karaginius out in front, 30.19 through that first 50 meters. Naomi Minot down in lane number 8. It's about 17/100ths of a second back, not far at all. And the field still sticking pretty tight here through the first 75 meters. This women's 200-meter butterfly.
And this race, I didn't get a chance to break it down too much because we had so many things to talk about in the last heat, but this race is pretty strategic. It is what we'd consider an endurance race on the stroke side. So you'll see a lot of athletes try to get out there really quick, like you're seeing right now out the bottom of the pool in lane 8. Naomi Minot might touch first here. She does, 1:04.70 at the 100, but you then kind of have to play this smart, right? It's going to hurt either way. It's a Turner butterfly. You're going to be in pain. So as a coach, you always say, you got to put yourself in a position to be successful. You got to get out there. But the last thing you want is the lactic acid just completely hitting you like a freight train on that last 50.
And nobody likes that piano on their back for that last 50 meters. That is for sure. Minot doing a great job, though, in 8, still carrying that lead. She's going to bring it to the 150-meter mark by the looks of it. Kerginius trying to get back up to her. She's in lane 4. She's about a half second back. Minot first to the last turn, 140.5. She's got 9/10 of a second on Kerginius, and Rachel Wigington now starting to make her move in lane number 2.
And this is where the rest of the field are going to try to build upon. Our current race leader still at the bottom of the pool. She came in with a 2:20 this morning, so looking to set herself up for a decent drop. But Wigington making her move right now.
And Wigington sort of in lane number 3. She is up. She is challenging both Weatherhead now, who has moved up in lane number 5. Minot still down number 8. And Kishu's Taryn Weatherhead having a great finish in lane number 5, 2:16.09, winning our junior final just ahead of Wigington out in lane number 3. Minot stays in for 3rd, sitting out of lane number 8. So a great finish in the middle of the pool by Taryn Weatherhead from Kishu, coming back to win our junior final.
Dropping over 2 seconds from her time this morning. Really solid swim. Results are now official. So we'll get set for our B finalists. And if you are joining us for the first time tonight, B final is what we call the best of the rest. Anybody that didn't qualify in the A final and isn't age eligible for the junior final, they will swim in the B final. Also important to note that if you are an international athlete here competing, you are able to swim for times in the B final.
Here we go then, our last race in the women's 200-meter butterfly. Off they go. Swimming in lane number 4, Ashlyn Massey. She swam a 2:17.44 this morning in the prelims. She's got Eliana Phillips beside her from Edmonton Keano. And then McGill's Iris Tinmouth. Those are your top 3 qualifiers here in the B final.
Claire Watson finished 5th in the A final with a time of 2:12, so comfortably what will be our best junior so far. Always like to give those updates, but.
And that's great. So she's underneath that World Juniors qualifying standard, so we should have at least one there. Massey turning 29.74. That's right where she was this morning. So she swam a 2:17.44. She's been as quick as 2:13.91. So we'll see if she can get down to that time as she comes to the halfway point. She's got lane number 7, Jan Hu, out in second. She's at the bottom of your screen as they come to the halfway point. 1:03.90 for Massey. And Liu down in a 1:04.90, a second back. Right now, third is Golonoski swimming in lane number 1, 1:05.47. And great turn and underwater coming up here into the back half for Massey in lane number 4.
Yeah, Massey looks really strong, but her legs are slightly dropping a little bit. So the real strategy here would be to try to keep them in the mix. As your body's fatiguing, you want your hips to stay nice and high in the water.
And they will go see if she can do that as she comes to the last wall. The rest of the field all kind of coming together now at the 150-meter mark. 139.66 is the split time for Massey. And then we've got the next 7 athletes God, it looks like they're only within about 0.8 of each other, so pretty close field. The rest of the lanes. 25 meters to go now in the middle of the pool. It is Massey from the Point Claire Swim Club. 1391 is her best. 217.44 is what she did this morning. And she's going to try and hold on. She's being challenged by Harrison down in lane number 8. Not enough room to get there. It's going to be Massey in 4. Time at 2:16.38. Taking off a full second from what she did this morning in the prelims.
And there we have the final results. 2:16.38 as mentioned by Ashlyn Massey, Ella Harrison, and Kaya Hornby. Second and third in the B final. And we will celebrate our medalists now in the women's 200 butterfly. Won by yours truly, Summer McIntosh. Yours truly isn't the right way to say that. That would be implying it was me. It's all of us truly, because we're all the biggest fans of Summer McIntosh.
Well, called by yours truly is appropriate. Feel free to say that.
Called by yours truly, swum by one of the greatest swimmers of all time.
And she truly is. She's putting on quite a performance here so far through 4 days. She still has the 400-meter individual medley coming up, as well as the 200-meter freestyle. Plenty of action still in store for everyone here and everyone watching the Summer McIntosh and the 2025 Bell Canadian Swimming Trials.
And I think always now we're going to be on record watch, but just to bring some context into what this time truly was. I mean, the second fastest race in history, other than that 2:01.8, truly nobody else has been in the 2:02 area at all. Summer's 2:03 going into today was the next fastest time. So she set herself in a whole new precedent over the last 16 years. And it's remarkable. It really is. And we're witnessing something that I can't quite still put context to, but I'm going to keep trying every day, and we're going to keep trying. But that is the last Super Sioux record. And to be honest, Jason, I think today is a reminder that she has a very realistic shot of getting that record. And if you asked us 4 or 5 years ago, the swimming community still believed that that record was untouchable.
And it's been around for such a long time. I mean, it sits out in very rarefied air down at 2:01, but this is exactly where McIntosh is treading right now. So I think that you're right. That record, as fast as it is living on borrowed time.
It sure is. Congratulations to your bronze medalist there, Mabel Zabaros. Mabel was the runner-up at the 2024 Olympic trials last summer. Now third here. Ella Jansen with a phenomenal personal best time. She's had a great meet. She swims almost the exact same lineup as Summer, so it's really hard to spend too much time to chat about her because we're constantly kind of highlighting the things that Summer is achieving. But I definitely want to note how strong Ella Jansen is swimming in the pool right now. She's putting together some really solid swims. I've mentioned it once or twice, but she's a freshman at the University of Tennessee, and sometimes it takes athletes a little bit to adjust, but she seems to be really flowing well.
Adapting well, yeah. And there she is, 2:02.26. Taking 0.7 of a second off of her standing Canadian record and just missing that world mark.
I hope she's not running down the pool again. I got worried. Oh no, she's even farther away. Summer, don't try. Don't try. I'm trying to, I realize I'm watching something and trying to bring context to it. But yeah, Summer's hopped into the warm-down pool and is trying to get out in time for this medal ceremony.
And she is making her way down. She's not that far off, but.
Give it 10 seconds, everyone, and you might see her pop in your screen. Five, 4, 3, 2, 2.5, 1.5.
And there she is.
And there she is, your Canadian record, the second fastest performer of all time in the 200 butterfly, Canada's very own Summer McIntosh, national champion here tonight, adds it to her roster at the World Championships this summer.
And it was a great swim. It was put together very well by McIntosh. So I'm sure we will see her attacking that one later. If not within 6 weeks at the World Championships.
And she has the fastest time in the world this year by 3 full seconds. So that, talk about league of her own, I think that's a really good indicator.
And moving on now in a moment to the men's 200-meter butterfly, which is our next event.
We've got the junior medals first, Jason.
Oh,
Don't get
junior
too
medals.
ahead of
I'm
yourself.
Sorry, I did get a little bit ahead of myself.
It's okay. We all have. It happens to all of us. But yeah, like you said, we had a solid performance there for Claire Watson to get under that standard to qualify for the World Juniors. And bronze medalist there, Angela Wang from Markham Aquatic Club, time of 2:15:51.
So she was just over that standard we were talking about earlier. It's a 2:15:07. Brousseau was very close as well at 2:15:20. Like you mentioned.
It was very close. We're seeing some narrow misses, but then we saw, somebody tied the standard the other day, Alexandre Lepage. So it goes both ways. Sadly, that's the way the sport works. Hundredths of a second defining what is possible, but a solid swim for her. Charlotte Brousseau takes the silver medal in the junior program. And gold will go to Claire Watson, well under the standard to be able to represent Canada at Junior Worlds this summer.
Yeah, a swim by 2:12.57. Not far off that podium in the open final.
Not far at all. Finished 5th, but it was close after Mabel. And we're going to go to commercial before we welcome the men's event.
These are going to be your finalists for the men's 200-meter butterfly, which is our next event. And there you have it, the finalists in the men's 200 butterfly, headlined by Elia Haroun, the Canadian record holder and Olympic bronze medalist in this event. He has lane number 4. He also had a solid NCAA season, finishing 3rd. He's a sophomore at Arizona State University, and his teammate has lane 5 beside him, Jake Mason. They get to train together every day. And Harrison Smith out in lane number 3 is an ASU commit for the fall, so this is setting up to be quite the training group. He made the junior Pan Pac team for Canada last summer, where he was a finalist in the 200 fly there. Elia won the 100 fly in a really tight showdown against Josh Liendo 2 nights ago here in a lifetime best time. We'll see if he's got the endurance to be able to go all 4 laps. And here we go. And watch the underwater in the middle of the pool with Haroon. He is truly one of the world's best. Out so fast, right up to that 15-meter mark. As Brittany mentioned, the bronze medalist at the Olympic Games last year in this 200-meter butterfly, and looking very strong on this first lap.
He's coming out quick, but that is important to note that his best time in this field is favored by about 5 full seconds. So we expect him to separate himself, but a really fast first 50 at a 24.86.
Well, he is heads and shoulders above the rest of the field, but he has never been out that fast before. 24.86. It's a couple tenths faster than he was when he was out in Paris, picking up that bronze medal. So his Canadian record, it does stand at a 152.80. We know he is in shape and on form. Won a lifetime best in the 100, and here he is splitting at the 100 at 53.27, and that is under Canadian record pace.
And he looks so smooth, Jason. You can see how low he's staying in the water, getting in a breath every about second stroke. But now is the real test. Can he hold on to this speed? He looks really good out in front here.
So a solid first and second 50 for Haroon in the middle of the pool. His Canadian record split is a time of 1:23.04. And Haroon just underneath that by 6/100ths of a second, 1:22.98. So we'll see what he's got left. That record mark again, it stands at a 1:52.80. Haroon is all alone in the middle of the pool. And less than 25 meters to go. Ilya Haroon in lane number 4, trying to get down to that mark. This morning his time of 1:56.00 was a solid outing, but he's going to go way underneath that now. Ilya Haroon in lane number 4, just over his Canadian record, a time of 1:53.41. Second is lane at number 7, Jordi Vilches, 1:58.5. That's the best time for him. And third, we'll go to Benjamin Lowen up in lane number 2, a time of 1:58.76.
And that time for Ilya is the second fastest time in the world this year, beaten only by American Luca Orlando. And Ilya looked, I would say that was probably the best I've seen his butterfly look all week, even though he went a personal best time in the 100, but just a really smooth race there. Strong performance, sets him up well for World Championships this summer, gets his name on the roster to be able to do this event individually and try to maybe climb his way up the podium. Bronze was one thing. Honestly, watching Ilya throughout the year, his speed was so fast. I did wonder, is the 200 still going to be what we're used to seeing it be for Ilya? And tonight he proved me that absolutely it is. He looked so strong even into that final 50.
Yeah, no doubt about it. The work he's been putting on the front end, not hindering that 200 as well. Second fastest time in the world, Ilya Haroon, 1:53.41, just over his Canadian record mark. Let's go to Chris down on the pool deck.
Put your hands together for your champion in the 200 butterfly, Ilya Haroon, winning here tonight in the second fastest time in the world so far this year. You were out under Canadian record pace by about 4/10ths at the 100 and about 4/100ths at the 150. Was that your target here tonight, to try and get under that time?
I didn't really have a target. I just wanted to see how I would perform if I went out quicker. That was kind of just what I did.
Playing with it a little bit here tonight and getting ready for Singapore in about a month's time. What will you work on between now and Singapore to try and get back down under that Canadian record time?
I think just more pace work with my coach.
What else are we going to see you in? Anything else you got left here at Canadian Trials, or is this it for you after day number 4?
No, I got 50 fly Thursday. Yeah.
Well, congratulations, Ilya Haroon, on your win tonight and on the team in the 200 butterfly for Singapore this summer. Congratulations.
Haroon testing the waters, some of that front end speed. Brittany, and a good time to do it, about 6 weeks out from the World Championships.
Yeah, and it's a good reminder that that's what these competitions are about for some of our athletes that are well under the standard with their best time. They get to play around a little bit with it. But here we'll see the junior finalists being welcomed.
Shaper. Lane 1 Pacific Sea Wolves, Max Wu.
So that junior qualifying standard in this 200-meter butterfly, a time of 2:00.74.
And our best junior from the A final was Anton Semeniuk with a 2:00.57. Underneath that junior consideration time of a 2:00.74.
So of the swimmers in this junior final, Aiden Kirk from the Kelowna Aquajets. He was underneath the standard in the 1,500-meter freestyle a little while ago. He was the closest this morning, 2:02.62. In lane number 4, beside him in lane number 3 at 2:04 was Emily Tifo, and in lane number 5, Adrian Chung at a 2:04.32. Lanes number 2, 3, and 4 out pretty quick as they come to the first 50. It is lane number 2, Jordan Shaper, swimming at 26.97 ahead of Tifo, and then McLeod and Kirk, both in a couple tenths of each other as they come through that first 50.
You could see on the trick of this event too is that, like, you don't want to breathe every one in butterfly, but you need to make sure you're getting in a good amount of breath in the first 100 so that you can get through the second 100. So trying to breathe every two most of this pack.
And Kirk picking up the lead again. He splits 57.97. Solid second 50 to get himself back out in front of the field. He's got 0.3 of a second up on Shaper, and you know with that distance background of his, he's going to have a strong back end of this race.
Yeah, don't worry about his final 50 of having the piano fall on him. This is where he's going to build into it. See if Aiden can get nice and close to maybe that junior world's cut as well, 2:00.74.
We'll look to see if he can get under 130 here at the 150-meter mark, and he is 129.11, a solid 31.1. That's a good third 50 for Kirk. Shaper's sitting back a little bit less than a second back in lane number 2. So he's going to need another 50 down at about 31 seconds if he wants to challenge that standard of 2:00.74.
And he is giving it everything he has right now. The final push, final 10 meters for Aiden Kirk.
And looking pretty strong. He's just about there. 5 meters to go. Aiden Kirk, Kelowna Aquajets, 2:00.49, just under by 25/100ths of a second. Good job, Aiden Kirk. Second in this junior final is Shaper out of lane number 2. And coming in third is Zach McLeod, swimming in lane number 6 for the Winskill Dolphins.
And that's a 2 full second drop from his morning swim. I feel like throughout the week it's actually been rare to see a junior final the junior overall won by somebody from the junior final, because often it comes from somebody in the A final. But tonight, Aiden Kirk will be our junior champion with that time of 2:00.49. 2 Canadian men under the junior world's cut. Anton Semeniuk also under it with a 2:00.57. Great way to start that men's butterfly.
Here we are now, the third final heat for the men's 200-meter butterfly. This is our best of the rest final.
And there will be 2 foreign swimmers, Martin Espenger in 4 from Austria, and Elijah Daly, representing Camo, out in lane number 8.
Espenberger will be one to keep your eye on in lane number 4. He does represent Austria internationally. He had a very strong swim this morning, down at 1:55.44. Starting out pretty quickly in the middle of the pool. It's a little bit ahead of what Haroon did this morning. Coming now to the 50, it is Espenberger in lane number 4, 25.93. Very, very strong first 50. Gabriel Tejada not that far off out in lane number 1, just a few 100ths of a second. Tejada this morning from Swim Ottawa, he was a 2:05.01. Darren challenging your race leader, Espenberger, in lane number 4.
And a bit of a higher stroke there, you can see from our leader, comes up nice and high, but he's got a nice rhythm to it, a nice bounce, breathing every one right now. Coming into the wall at the halfway point, 55.39.
A good solid first 100 for Espenberger. And Tejada staying up there and in touch as well. He's a second and a half back, 56.94. Let's see what he can do to holding on here over this last 75 meters. He should be able to get way underneath that 205 that he did this morning. As we've put the mood lights on now here in the pool. Back up as we come to the 150 meter mark for Espenberger, 125.04. So he is on pace to be better than what he did this morning. Yeah, that's a solid time of 1:55.44. And a unique kind of stroke that he's got here compared to a lot of other swimmers, especially compared to what we saw to Haroun in that last heat. Look how far he is. He's about 10 meters or more ahead of the field. And Martin Espenberger in lane number 4, winning this one handily. A time of 1:55.72.
And hopefully none of them were thrown off by the brief darkness in the building. Luckily it didn't go pitch black, so we're all good. Those times are official, 1:55.72. And that is under the standard. But he was under the standard this morning too, so. 2 1:55s on the day, got to be pretty happy with that.
That's a pretty good back-to-back swimming in that 200 meter butterfly for Martin Espenberger from Austria.
And he almost built into the race. I feel like on the last 50 was actually the best he looked throughout the whole race.
Yeah, looking very strong throughout the whole way. So I think we should have medal presentations coming up next for the men's 200 meter butterfly. Before we move on to our next event, which will be the 100 meter freestyle.
And it was a close field. Other than Yulia this morning, the rest of them were about only separated by a bit over a second. And it didn't disappoint tonight. Ben Lowen taking the bronze medal here, 1:58.76. It was a really solid swim.
Yeah, Benjamin Lowen from Crest Swimming. He was almost 2 seconds faster than he did in the morning, so a good drop for him.
Absolutely. And talk about drop for the silver medal here. Jordi Vilches, who's had a phenomenal meet, was narrowly on the national team in that 400 freestyle. What a battle that was between him and Ethan Eck, coming down to a couple 100ths of a second in a race that takes almost 4 minutes. But it looks like a lifetime best for him to take the silver medal here in a 1:58.51. We're about to see him now. Represents Ohio State University and Barrie Trojan Swim Club. And he was out in lane number 7, 2 seconds faster than what he went this morning. It's all what it's about, right, Jason? Getting improvements from the prelim through to the final, finding things you want to improve upon. And there we have it. The gold medalist here tonight, qualifying for World Championships in this event, Ilya Haroun. He's the Olympic bronze medalist. The last time he was at a World Championships long course, he was just shy of podiums across multiple events. So I think he's extra motivated here to try to get a medal this summer in Singapore.
And he was talking about other events that he has left with Chris when he was down on the pool deck. He's got the 50-meter butterfly, and interestingly enough, with that 50-meter butterfly, he's unofficially gone under that Canadian record already. He raced it in a freestyle race and went under that mark just a little while ago, so looking forward to seeing that one too.
Yeah, we know he's strong in the sprint events. I'll say it a lot, but his power off the blocks and his underwater kicks have proven to be the strength that he, kind of like his secret weapon. So the 50 splash and dash, I spoke to Josh actually. He said it's almost too rushed for him, but I feel like for Ilya, it's kind of that sweet spot where it works well for the technical elements of his stroke. And I think he's excited to challenge that Canadian record, but like you said, that time that he went previously doesn't count because it was done in a freestyle event, so he'll have to do it on the day that it matters. which is tomorrow.
Well, before that, we have our junior men getting their medals. The 200-meter butterfly, Minhyuk Park from Olympian swimming, a bronze medal at 2:01.78.
Sorry, before you move on, I will correct myself that it is actually not tomorrow. It is on Thursday. So don't want to take anyone astray. The 50 fly is to close us out here on the last day of the competition. But back to these medalists.
And underneath that qualifying standard, nice to see Anton Semyuk from Gatineau. Time of 2:00.57. Great swim by him. And having a great meet so far through 4 days. Aiden Kirk from the Kelowna Aquajets. He's made multiple events now here in the qualifying for the World Juniors, including this one, 2:00.49. Very well-rounded swimmer is Kirk. See him coming up in the 400 IM tomorrow, I believe.
That's close to the McIntosh lineup. But as we joked about yesterday, sadly, we haven't seen her in the 1500. Dream will really come true on that day for me.
That dream may be very far away. Well, here we go. We're going to have a commercial before we get to our next event.
Pour devenir le meilleur dans ce que l'on fait, cela commence souvent tôt le matin. On veut s'y mettre, s'y investir, tout donner pour réussir. Et après toutes ces longueurs et tous ces efforts, c'est bon de réaliser qu'on le fait pour le Canada et les Canadiens. Les producteurs de poulets du Canada, fiers grands partenaires nationaux de Natation Canada.
And we are back and getting ready for the women's 100-meter freestyle.
Well, lots to say about this heat. I'll start with lane number 4, Penny Oleksiak, the 2016 Olympic champion and 7-time Olympic medalist, trains now at the Mission Viejo Nadadores. And she is an experienced 24-year-old, comes in with poise and a whole new perspective on the sport, has said this week she feels good, won the 50 free last night. Right beside her in 5 is Taylor Ruck. She's been a member of this 4x100 freestyle relay for the last 3 Olympics alongside Oleksiak. Fournier in 3 and Angove in 2 qualified for the Doha 2024 Worlds. We're keeping an eye out for the top 4 here to decide who's on the relay this summer at Worlds.
And off they go, the number 1 and number 2 fastest all-time Canadian swimming in lane number 4, the middle of the pool. Off to a great start was Taylor Ruck in lane number 5 over Oleksiak.
And we know Oleksiak likes to come back really fast on the second 50. She said the 50 free last night. That was my warm-up. She's been waiting for this event here tonight.
And they come to the 50, and it is still Ruck with the advantage. Not that far up on Oleksiak, though. Oleksiak, she equaled the standard this morning, 54.25, and there they're out in 26.0 and 26.1. So we're going to need some good back and the 50s here if we want to see 2 of them underneath that standard. And here comes Oleksiak, just like you said, Brittany, really starting to pick it up now.
And Alexiak was just shy of the standard last year and comes back extra motivated to get to swim this event individually this year.
Okay, 54.25 is the cut. 03 is the time for Alexiak underneath it. And 54.41 for Taylor Ruck. She'll be second. Brooklyn Dothright, 54.74. And how about this in for fourth out of lane number 1, 55.15. That's Ingrid Wilm from the Cascade Swim Club. I mentioned the top 4 because relay selection is on the line.
And we're just waiting for final qualification. Ingrid Wilm comes in fourth, just 2/100ths of a second ahead of Sienna Angrove. Brooklyn Dothright, the 2016. I'm getting all my words jumbled. The 2024 Paris Olympian in the 4x200 freestyle relay now gets a spot on the 4x100 freestyle relay. But I'm actually really excited about the potential for Ingrid's freestyle. I think there's something there, and I think when we're talking about the future of this relay, we need someone that is versatile and able to jump in and know the racing experience and having had, you know, the reps of doing a prelims, a semi, and a final at a major level competition. So this gets me really excited. And one thing I did want to note, and Mary Sophie Harvey did not swim this event individually, but we can make an educated guess that she is likely to be swimming on this event when it comes to the 4x100 freestyle relay at the World Championships.
Well, we're going to get to hear from your race winner in a moment. We'll have Chris Highmark-Watson on the pool deck with Penny Alexiak winning this event, 100 freestyle in time at 54.03.
Ladies and gentlemen, Penny Alexiak, your winner here tonight at 54.03. It's a decent time for now. You got some preparation time into Singapore, but you were really excited when Ingrid Wilm touched fourth to be on that relay with you.
Yeah, I think I was way more excited for Ingrid than myself on that. It's going to be a sick team in wherever we're going, Singapore. It's going to be a sick team out there, so I'm excited.
So you win the 50 last night, add the individual 100 freestyle tonight, and then those relays are going to be so much fun to represent with these other ladies for Team Canada.
Yeah, it's just time to get faster, and I think we're going to be good over there.
So yes, you are going to Singapore this summer. Anything you're looking forward to in Singapore outside of the pool?
Oh my goodness, I don't know. My first Canadian team was in Singapore 2015, and it's just going to be a little full circle moment, so I'm hyped.
Penny Alexiak, Victoria, put your hands together for your champion in the 100 freestyle.
That's some pretty exciting moments there for possible relay selection.
And a happy Penny Alexiak is something special, I'll give you that. And the perspective she's grown into, and it's really great to see as a teammate from hers back when she was the young star, and to see where she's at 10 years later is pretty remarkable. And here we welcome the junior finalists, the women's 100 freestyle. Well, the junior final time we're looking for here, 56:21. These girls will aim to try to get under that time.
Well, we did have at least one of our juniors here underneath that standard in the A final. Madison Krieger in lane number 4, Brock Niagara. She qualified in a 56.03. It is underneath that junior qualifying standard. Let's see how close she can get to it again and go under tonight, perhaps under 56. She's out 26.03 through that first 50 meters. And it looks like it's going to be Krieger in lane number 4. No, it is Lane. It is Krieger, 26.81. tenth of a second up on Ebley in lane number 3. Gigovich out in lane number 2, not far behind either, 27.24 at the 50.
And Krieger having a really solid performance here throughout day 4. All days we've seen her in multiple finals. She's swimming doubles all the way to the 400 free and then the 50 backstroke. Well, the 200 backstroke tomorrow, but tonight it's all about this 100 free.
Moving nicely in lane number 6 at the bottom of your scene. That's Renumi Ashwargi from University of Calgary. 55.5 for Krieger. And a nice drop by Ashwargi in lane number 6 to hit the wall second. She's underneath that cut. 56.16, as is Julia Ebley swimming in lane number 3, a time of 56.20.
And only one junior was in the A final. That was Leah Tigert. So she went at 55.30. Then the second place will be Madison, and third, Renumi Ashwargi. And as you said, she's had a really great meet so far. We saw her go a lifetime best in the 50 freestyle yesterday.
She managed to get on the podium for that, and looks like she'll do that as well here for the 100.
B final. We have a few international athletes here. You say her name better than I.
Oh, Sylvia Stakvicius.
Stakvicius. Yeah, I think that's it.
I don't know if I'm saying it better. I'm doing my best, though.
And Kylie Moss, what a thrill. We get to watch Kylie swim some freestyle. If Ingrid gave her any motivation, I think this is that you got to be a backstroke freestyle versatility queen.
Well, and you talk about Ingrid, she has been on the freestyle relays short course. I don't think she's ever been given or had the opportunity, let's better say that, to do a long course. So this could be her first chance on it. She did manage to do it last short course World Championships. To fourth here tonight.
Kylie Moss this morning with the 56 flat, so we'll see if she can try to get into the 55 territory tonight.
And it is Stakvicius out in front, 26.72.
Look at that underwater
not
from Moss.
Not that far behind. She has great underwater where it's freestyle backstroke or butterfly. Kylie Moss right up there and challenging as we come through here to the end, and it could be advantage Moss in lane number 5. She's right there with Stakvicius and is 5, 6, 7, and 8. Well, it's going to be a tight final here as we come into the wall. It's going to be Stakvicius with the advantage in lane number 4. 55, 6, 7, just over the 56 mark is Moss in lane number 5 with a 56.02.
2/10 off what Sylvia went this morning. Kylie, a solid performance, 2 100ths. Slower than what she went this morning as well. And it was a close one. Mia West will take the 3rd place in the B final. Not a bronze medal necessarily, but a great swim, a close race nonetheless. And we'll get set for the podium here in the women's 100 freestyle. All 3 of those. The podium in the 100 free is always extra fun because all 3 of them are going to get to go to World Championships together. So it's usually some pretty good, happy vibes on the
Absolutely.
Podium. That word was escaping me for a second. On the podium, everybody.
Here we go. I think we've got our medalists there.
Brooklyn Duthright with the bronze medal here, 54.74. A bit of a drop from the time she went in prelims. And that's her first official nomination to the team. Taylor Ruck has had such a strong meet, but just shy of so many of these standards. Happened in the 53, it happened here. She still has the 50 back ahead. Oh no.
No, she opted out of the 50
she opted
back.
out. Excuse me.
right.
Yeah, she opted out. She opted out. I was like, something's still coming. The 200 free, maybe? I don't think she's entered in it. I would love to watch it, but I don't think she's entered in it. And the gold medalist, crowd will go crazy for Toronto Swim Club's Penny Alexiak, Olympic champion from 2016 in this event.
Well, I think she must be happy that last summer she won the 100-meter freestyle, but she just missed the time to be able to swim that event individually. Came so close and tried it a couple times after the trials, but just couldn't quite get there. So she will get the chance to race it at the Singapore World Championships. And like you said, it's kind of a full circle moment back to where she was first there internationally at the World Junior Championships in 2015.
Yeah, and although it wasn't quite near her best time, I think the rejuvenated joy within Penny gives us a lot of encouragement that the best is still out there and potential for her to continue to chase new goals in this sport. Like she said, 10 years on the national team, so it's pretty phenomenal. And now we'll see our juniors, the top 3 under 18, 18 and under.
Our medalist in the junior 100-meter freestyle is Schwarge from the University of Calgary, having a good meet. Another standard under the world, another time under the world junior standard for her. Brock Niagara's Madison Krieger in for the silver, and Leah Tiggart winning the gold, time of 55.30.
Confident that all 3 of those will be at the Junior World Championships this summer. Wait and see if either of them qualify for the Senior Worlds.
And we got a commercial coming up before we get ready for the men's race. Back, and here come your finalists for the men's 100-meter freestyle.
100 freestyle. Accueillons le finaliste pour le 100 mètres masculin. Lane 8 from Calgary Swimming, Long Kim. In lane 7 from North York Water Club, Joshua Leandro. Lane 6 from the Toronto Club, Philip Samarzik. Le numéro 5 du Nova Scotia, Antoine Sauvé. Lane 4, Ruslan Gaziev. Lane 3 from Hastings Swim Club, High Performance Center, Vancouver, Yuri Kissel. Lane 2 is the Open Coach Master Swimming at the High Performance Center, Vancouver, Finlay Knox. Lane 1 from Point West Swim Club, Patrick Hussey.
Well, normally I'd tell you to focus on the middle of the pool, but here you might need to keep your eyes all over the map. Lane 7, Josh Leando is hiding over there. 5 of 8 in this heat have represented Canada at the Olympic Games. Lane 1 through 4, and then of course Josh over in 7. Knox and Kissel in 2 and 3 trained together at High Performance Center Vancouver. Kissel, of course, got the veteran energy, 3-time Olympian, has been on this relay for countless years, has all the experience in the world. And then there's Gaziev, who is climbing his way back to the national team, looking to return for the first time since 2023 World Championships. The fastest best time in the field comes from Josh Leando, 47.55. That's from back in 2022. Yuri's best, 48.15. He'll be in lane 3.
Off we go now. Leando out on the outside in lane number 7, but look at that start out and with Leah Gaziev looking great. He had a phenomenal swim this morning, down to all the way at 48.79.
Yeah, and if I'm Philip St. Seminaric, I try to stay to Josh Liendo's lane as best as I can because Liendo is out like a rocket on this first 50.
And Lon Kim doing just that in lane number 8 as he turns not that far off. It's Gotsiev out in front, 23-2, followed by Kissel and Liendo. A great outing in the middle of the pool in the 100 freestyle.
And we're looking for top 4 to get to the World Championships. Eyes on the clock. The standard to swim this individually is a 48.34.
Here we go at the finish. And Liendo is challenging for the lead as they come to the wall. It's in 4, 5, and 7. It's Gotsiev, 48.37 with the win. Sauve, a phenomenal swimming for him at 48.42. And third goes to Joshua Liendo down at 48.62. And fourth, Philip St. Seminaric, 49.13. Some great swimming out of the middle of the pool.
That was phenomenal. Sorry, my pause was that I was just trying to soak it all in. That was so close. It really came down to the final touch. Joshua Liendo was chasing, but he wasn't quite where he needed to be tonight. The top 2 are under that selection criteria. Aqua A standard. Oh, excuse me, they are not. Ignore me. I was off by 1/10 of a second. They were so close, but not quite there. We will just focus on the relay events then. Ruslan Gaziev, Antoine Sauve, Josh Liendo, and Philip St. Seminaric. Congratulations to your top 4. Philip trains out of Arizona State alongside a lot of the athletes we've seen here this week. Ruslan, like I said, the return from the disappointment of the last couple of years to be able to put his name on the national team roster again. But man, it was some close misses there for our veterans like Yuri Kissel. Finley Knox not quite where he wants to be. But really good story for Antoine Sauve. He was one on the outside of some of these really magical stories. One of them last summer was Jeremy Bagshaw, where we celebrated him getting to the Olympics, but Sauve was just a couple 100 shy. That was really unfortunate. He made his redemption story here tonight. But first, we'll hear from the winner, Ruslan Gaziev.
All right, Victoria, put your hands together for Ruslan Gaziev, winner tonight in the men's 100 freestyle. Ruslan, just off that world A standard, but under the secondary selection, you're going to swim the 100 free and be part of these relays for Team Canada. What does it mean to you to be standing here today hearing that?
It's amazing, you know, last year and a half, lots of ups and downs. I didn't even know what the standard was, to be honest. Just racing that heat, racing those guys, and happy that I won, to be honest.
So you're going to be on those relays with Antoine, with Philip, and with Josh Liendo. What does that mean to you to be able to represent Canada with those other guys?
It's amazing. It's honestly my favorite part of being on the national team is doing that relay. So hopefully we can get together and put a good time up at Worlds. Thank you, everybody.
Ruslan, welcome back and good luck this summer in Singapore. Your national champion, Ruslan Gaziev.
I think we can assume Elia Haroun's going to want to put his name in the hat when it comes to swimming the relay. Athletes, just for you at home, athletes that are on the team are just as able to be selected. It'll be depending on the coaching staff and the Swimming Canada team to decide on the day of who the best people for their relay are. But with that, we'll welcome our junior finalists here.
And here we are, junior final, 50.49 is that qualifying standard. World Junior Championships. We did have Lon Kim in the heat, with the final heat, the previous heat, sorry, it was the A final. He was down at 49.63. Ethan Eck in lane number 4 swam a 49.90 this morning.
The battle of the Eck brothers, 3 and 4.
And it was Lon Kim and Ethan Eck who tied this morning, opting not to do a swim off. And we've got Ethan in lane number 4 up against his brother. So Ethan's already qualified for that senior team. He's still eligible to the junior team as well. We'll see if he does the double. He's out in front in lane number 4. He did a personal best this morning down to 49.90. But it is Maxim Imarmenko in lane number 2 out first, 24.03, 8/100ths ahead of Eck.
And here comes that closing speed of Ethan Eck, the endurance that makes him so strong in the 400 free, head down all the way to the wall.
And a great back end of this race by Eck in lane number 4. Francis Brennan is trying to go with him in lane number 5. Brennan this morning was 50.89, and it's Eck at a 49.78. Brennan in next, 50.4. And then Owen Eck in for third in a time of 51.24. You know, it would be something if both the Eck boys off, and well, let's see if Owen qualifies, but if they were able to go to juniors and perhaps even swim this relay together, that would be a
really
family
special.
event.
That was my dream to get to do with my sister. We were just shy of getting to do it, but really awesome stuff to watch. Ethan and Owen first and third there in the junior final. Francis Brennan sandwiched between. 49.78. Another slight drop for Ethan Eck. Anytime you're under 50 seconds, you got to think that's a
well, especially
a good
for
swim.
these juniors. I mean, that's really good. It's, you know, it's been a bit normalized here with something by Joshua Liendo getting as fast as he did so young, but going 49 seconds as a junior is a great marker for the sprint freestylers. We do have this final heat left. It's the B final, the best of the rest, in our men's 100-meter freestyle. Off we go. Nikolai Blackman in lane number 4 from Tennessee Aquatics, 49.86 is the time that he did this morning.
One of the international swimmers in the field. We expect him to kind of start to separate himself, and it looks like he's already done so. Nice clear water there at a lane number 4.
Well, keep an eye on Gibson Black at an enormous personal best this morning in lane number 3. He came out of nowhere in heat number 1. A short course qualifier to get down to this time of 50.40, but as Blackman threw first 7/10 of a second ahead of the field, he's got a body length on them now. As we come to the close of this race, Nikolai Blackman in lane number 4, 49.86 this morning in the prelims, and he wins this B final handily. Hand on the wall and a 48.66, a great drop from this morning. Aiden Norman cracking the 50-second mark for the first time in lane number 5 at 49.92. Third in the B final goes to Paul Dardis, a time of 50.45.
The winner there, Nikolai Blackman, isn't even a little bit out of breath. I watched him take his cap off. I was like, there's got to be something here. Looks like there's a little more left in the tank. 48.66. We'll have to keep an eye on if that was enough for him to qualify for Worlds for his respective country. First, though, we will celebrate our podium on the men's 100 freestyle.
And well, I'm encouraged by that time by Norman. I know he was disappointed in the way the backstroke turned out for him on the first night, but to crack 50 seconds, and it's not really his primary event, these sprint freestyles, but a good job by a youngster from the University of Calgary Swim Club. We've got everybody ready down at the far end of the pool for our medal presentations.
And I know we are so used to now seeing Josh Liendo on the top of the podium, but it has been clear over the last couple of years the 100 freestyle long course has been more of a secondary event for him. I know we saw him in the 50 free with an incredible swim at the Olympics, but the 100, it's like the rest of the world really starts to catch up, and it just hasn't been quite an event he's managed to crack through. But a phenomenal leader and a representative here for Canada, and to be able to be on the relay and have the experience of a Josh Liendo to race, I don't think by any means this is a big discouraging moment for him. He'll be able to focus on the events that he knows he can do really well in the 100 butterfly and the 50 freestyle.
There we go, 48.62 for Liendo in for bronze.
And Liendo did mention to Devin Haru the other day that he's been struggling with a few things with his health, so he's trying to get healthy. He's had different various sicknesses, and he just wants to kind of get back into his routine. So hopefully he takes the next 6 weeks and has a good reset. But what a swim here, Antoine Sauvé.
And a great bounce back story from sort of the disappointment that he had last year and just missing that team in the relay spot. But a great swim, down to 48.42.
I think he also found the hair bleach. I don't know if DeHaze was sharing it, but
it's
looks
quite
like
possible.
he's got a bit of a design there. And the champion there, Ruslan Gaziev, swimming at Ohio State University, 48.37. A big statement here to say he is back. Wants to maybe chase this next Olympic cycle after having to miss the last one.
Time by Gaziev puts him, well, he remains 6th all-time. It is a best time by 1/100th of a second. And moving into 8th all-time Canadian, just ahead of Javier Acevedo. It's Antoine Sauvé with his 48.42.
And he was under that secondary selection, so there is a chance he gets to swim the event individually. And the reason why we say a chance is that there's a maximum window for each of our teams, 26 men and 26 women, to represent World Championships. So once we see more of the big picture by Thursday night, we'll try to help fill in the gaps, I guess is the best way to put it. But the junior winners here, Lon Kim.
Yeah, it's going to be Bellevue's Francis Brennan in for the bronze, 50.40. Ethan Eck already part of the senior team with his 400-meter freestyle, but he's going to grab a silver medal in this, 49.78. We go to our event winner from the University of Calgary. Time of 49.63. That's Lon Kim.
And although it didn't quite kind of make the big statement from junior to senior team tonight, I'm left with confidence that Lon Kim is going to be one of those future stars. I know he's still growing and gaining some strength, but like I said yesterday, I thought of him more as a distance freestyler, and after this week, it's pretty clear to me that he's the future maybe in the 100 and 200 free here. Well, I guess the 200 free still to come. So
yeah, and he finaled in the 200 IM. He was in the junior final, the 100-meter butterfly. I mean, this puts him top 25 all-time Canadians in the 100-meter freestyle with that 49.63. So plenty to come for him. And before we go to our next event, we'll come right back after this commercial break.
There you go. What do you think, Rover? Come on, Rover. Come on. Rover, I said go. Go now, Rover. Silly dog.
Red Bull gives you wings.
The new Red Bull Zero is here. New can, new flavor. Zero sugar, 100% wings.
And we are back getting ready for that mad dash for the cash. It is the women's 50-meter breaststroke. Here are our 8 finalists.
Well, this one is shaping up to be pretty similar to the women's 100 breaststroke. The same 3 main characters are who we expect to challenge for the top of the podium. Winner of the 100 breast is Lepage in lane 3. Winner of the 200 breast is Angus in 4. And then the bronze medalist in the 100 breast and challenger is Branton in 5. Now, Sophie this morning had a very quick 30.95. The standard we're looking for here is a 30.75. This is another one of those events that, as the LA Games announced stroke 50s, it is going to elevate the game when it comes to the rest of the events here in the next 3 years for sure. So we're still waiting to see who our best 50 breaststroker is, but that's what this race is all about. Try to get on the world's roster. Like I said, 30.75.
Well, as Brittany mentioned, Lepage, Angus, and Branton, they were the 5th, 6th, and 7th fastest 100-meter breaststrokers in Canada all time. They are the 5th, 6th, and 7th fastest 50-meter breaststrokers of all time. 2 of them already on the team for the World Championships in lanes 3 and 4. And Lepage and Angus the fastest and closest to that qualifying standard at 30.95 this morning. But it looks like his advantage, Lepage in lane number 3, as they come to the finish. It is 30.92. Alexandre Lepage just ahead of Sophie Angus by 5/100ths at 30.97, and Brandon in for third in time of 31.16.
And with both of those 2 athletes on the team, might be able to add that to their program this summer, but it is, unfortunately not quite under that Aqua A standard. Really solid racing, though. It was so exciting. Shona Branton really makes her move halfway through, but it's off the start that makes the biggest difference there. Eloise Allen, a special shout-out. She finished 5th. Was off the blocks almost a half of a body length against the rest of the field. It was phenomenal, but I do look forward to watching this event continue to grow here in Canada, seeing who the future of the 50 breaststroke is, which is really cool. And if you're wondering, it's always been a Worlds event, yes, but now that it is an Olympic event, it's elevating the level of competition. It's going to allow people to focus more on the event and train specifically for it for one of the first times.
So some good swimming by these ladies here in the 50-meter breaststroke. We'll have our junior final coming up next. Junior qualifying standards, a time of 32.08. Sorry, we do have, of course, an interview with Alexandre Lepage.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're down to the far end of the pool, the 50-minute finish end with your winner, Alexandre Lepage from University of Calgary. Congratulations, your second win here in as many days. The 50 is a pretty fun event. 30.92, are you happy with that time?
Yeah, for sure. I'm super happy with it. The 50's fun. And it's my first time under 31 since Junior Worlds like 2 years ago. So yeah, it's good.
So you're also under the secondary selection standard for this event in Singapore, so you'll add that to your schedule. You've had some time to process being on the team after your first win. What are you looking forward to this summer about representing Team Canada?
I think I'm just really excited to be able to go and represent Canada. Like going to Budapest in December was super fun, and I'm just really excited to be able to go again.
Well, congratulations. Victoria, put your hands together for Alexandre Lepage, winning tonight in the women's 50 breaststroke.
And we'll get set for the junior final here in the women's 50 breaststroke.
Junior final coming up. 32.8 is the standard to go under. We did have Madison Hardaway, 31.85 in our senior final. we go. Our top seed in lane number 4, Hallie West from the Manta Swim Club, 33.04 this morning, just a little bit over that cut. But as you mentioned, we did have one of our junior swimmers in that A final, Madison Hardaway, underneath the standard. Girls looking strong, pretty tight field in this one.
It really is. There's no clear leader, but I'd have to say Hallie West looks strong. She was off in a really good reaction time, propelling through the water right now.
And coming to that finish, it is advantage West in 4. First to the wall, time 32.76, just 4/100ths of a second ahead of Marley Monson in lane number 5. Very close on that finish. And then third to the wall will be Vienna Bowie on a 33.01. Very close finish there. West will get herself on the junior podium with that. Looks like it'll be behind Hardaway and Baudouin.
And we're now set for the B final in the women's 50 breaststroke. Foreign athlete Anita Battazza will have lane number 4 representing Florida and Italy.
Battazza in lane number 4, she was just over that world qualifying standard with her time this morning at 30.9. She just missed it in the 100 the other night as well. So we'll look to see her gunning for that one here. Battazza represents Italy internationally. 30.91 this morning, has the lead. She is way out in front. 10 meters left to go, and it is Battazza in 4. 30.91 this morning in the prelims, and a great swim. Look at this, down to 30.15. A very solid swim by Battazza, winning that B final.
Comfortably under that Aqua A standard. That would have been, faster than we've ever had a Canadian. The Canadian record stands from Amanda Reason at 30.23. That's a very world-class time there. Few have been under 30 seconds.
Good swim by Battazza. Let's see what that puts her in the world, because I know that it is up there, and as Brittany mentioned, there's not too many that have been under that 30-second mark.
You did see the graphic come up that it was a Canadian record. That's auto-populated based on the time, so she is not Canadian, so no Canadian records to be celebrating there.
Well, it is the 5th fastest time in the world, just ahead of Rita Maludi.
And we'll get set to celebrate our medalists in the 50 breaststroke. And the bronze medal goes to Shona Branton, who we expect to be draped in purple.
And she is, once again, represents the Mustangs.
That was a close race between these three, and I think they really bring the best out of each other, which makes me excited for the future. Sophie Angus will be the silver medalist here. I know I said that, she might have to start focusing on the 200 now. It's finalized that her event for this summer will be 200 breaststroke. So we'll see some more distance training for Sophie Angus. Something's working well with what she's doing, though. On the gold medalist, champion here from Calgary, Alexandre Lepage. Can you put the correction? Is it Lepage or Lepage?
It's the Western Canadian me mispronouncing it. Now, I say that. She does go by Lepage, but if you ask her father, he prefers Lepage.
Okay, there you go.
So I get myself mixed up when I'm trying to do it. I know that she doesn't really have a preference. And
okay, good. As long as we're not offending her.
She's Lepage, but I think her dad does prefer Lepage. He is from Quebec, so.
That's why I asked from the source. We're all learning. I'm not sure I got the answer there, but
I don't think you did, because I've been flipping back and forth between both, all week. So
Whatever she prefers to go by. If you're out there or a family of her, let us know. Alexandre Lepage-Lapage, congratulations on your 50 breaststroke win. Now we'll celebrate the juniors.
So good swim by West down to this 32.76, and representing the Manta Swim Club out of Winnipeg. Primary training pool is the Pan Am Games pool, built for Pan American Games back in the 60s. And Baudouin just over that World Juniors qualifying cut. Nice swim by her. And of course, Hardaway with her 31.85. She does go underneath that Canadian standard for the World Juniors.
And gold medalist there, Madison Hartway, unattached, swimming for Sarasota, 31.85. Great swim there, under that junior standard, as mentioned. Likely represent Canada this summer at the Junior World Championships. Those Junior Worlds are happening in the end of August in Romania.
So please make sure to hang on after this commercial break. We have the men's 50-meter breaststroke coming up right after.
Hi, Grandma.
Hi, sweetie. I was just thinking about you.
Well, guess who I just ran into? Who? Ryan Reyes.
I remember that boy. You were real sweet on him.
Grandma, no one says that anymore.
Well, what would you say?
I don't know. I'm low-key obsessed.
Like he's a hunk?
More like a snack.
Like you're hungry?
More like thirsty.
Sounds like he's the bee's knees.
I love these calls. I literally never know what you're going to say.
And we're back, and coming up next, we're going to see our finalists for the men's 50-meter breaststroke.
Well, this is set up to be something pretty special. The surprise here is our lane 4, Noah Chang from Rocket Swim Club. He took almost a full second off his entry time to now become the man to beat. He was not even seeded to make the final. He's committed to swim at Brock University in the fall, studying integrated engineering. He'll be challenged by Oliver Dawson, the winner of the 100 and 200 breaststroke. This is the 50. He's going to be in lane number 5. And then there's a bunch of different challengers. 2024 Olympian in the 4x100 medley relay, Apollo Hess, will have lane number 3. The standard would have to be a Canadian record time. That Canadian record stands at a 27:45 from Scott Dickens. Aqua A standard, a 27:33.
A great start out of Chang in lane number 4. Lots of power, though. Apollo Hess, look at him off of the blocks. Way out in front. Justice Mino doing a great job at it as well in lane number 1. Stephen Moore, University of Calgary, is also up with the leaders. It is right now lanes 1, 2, and 3. And lane 5, Oliver Dawson doing a great job as well. Coming down to the finish. He's going to be at the touch. Dawson, 27.80. Hess in for the silver and 28.28. And then third goes to lane number 2, University of Calgary, Stephen Moore, a time of 28.3. He's actually tied with Noah Chang, also at 28.32.
Yeah, and what an opportunity for Noah Chang to swim in a Nationals final in lane number 4. Now he's on the podium. Looks like a bright future ahead, like I mentioned, committed to swim at Brock University in the fall. But it was Dawson who proved to be our breaststroke ace. Now the winner, we call it the sweep. He swept the 50, the 100, and the 200 breaststrokes. Solid swimming all around, but not, unfortunately, under the secondary consideration time, so unlikely he will add this event to his program. He is the winner here tonight, though.
Oh, we'll hear from Dawson now, who swept breaststroke events very shortly. We'll go down to the pool deck with Chris Heinmark-Watson.
Ladies and gentlemen, on deck once again with Oliver Dawson, your winner here tonight, completing the sweep of the breaststroke events. You got the 50, the 100, and the 200. Congratulations on a great week here in Victoria.
Thanks. Yeah.
So you'll swim the 100 and the 200 in Singapore. The 50, you were just over that secondary selection standard, but we talked about the 50 with Alexander, who won in the women's race. The 50 is fun. Like, it's one race, one length, get your hands on the wall. Is there anything that you really focus on in a 50?
Not really. I just go for it, right? It's fun.
Now, would you say that you have a good start that is an advantage with the 50, or do you have to make up some ground while you're actually swimming?
I feel like I do need to make up some ground. My pullout isn't the greatest in the world. It's not as good as like Apollo's or Justice's, sorry.
Well, something that you can probably go and work on with your coach when you get home, but congratulations on the breaststroke sweep here in Victoria. Oliver Dawson of Grand Prairie Piranhas.
Winning that event, so we did have Noah Chang.
Next up, we have our junior final in the men's 50 breaststroke. Let's
He's 18, but he is age eligible for the World Junior Championships, and he did go underneath that qualifying standard. See how close our men can get in the next heat, the junior final.
Lane 8 from Club Warriors, Cameron Morrissey. In the second line, of Evan Wilson. Lane 6 from Grand Prairie Aquatic Club, Noah Tarico. Lane 5 from Mars Swimming Sharks, Stasio Masumedeo. Lane 4 from the Market Aquatic Club, Kiet Kong. Luca Bowman. Lane 2 for the Grand Prairie Piranhas, Hudson Brain. This is the junior final of the men's 50 breaststroke.
Well, if we go to the standard, we were looking to get under a 28.73. Well, I guess we had two juniors, Oliver Dawson and Noah Chang, under it in our A final. A couple of these swimmers have flirted around that time before. Our top qualifiers, Kiet Kong from Markham in lane 4, 29.04 this morning. Lane number 3 looking very strong. Lucas Morin from Camo, 29.16 as they come to the finish. It is lane number 3, Lucas Morin, 28.76, just ahead of Teseo Mastro Mateo, time of 28.92, and third, Hudson Fran, a time of 28.99. Actually, it's a tie again in this junior final between Fran at the time of 28.99 and also Noah Jaco, also 28.99.
And Oliver Dawson still under that junior category, so he will be awarded as the junior champion and the senior champion. Noah Chang's time for the bronze medal in the A final. Noah's also in the junior category, so might be considered for the world junior team as well. But first we're going to watch this B final. Alexis Savickas, I'm adding syllables now. Alexis Savickas in lane number 4, foreign athlete.
And Savickas, as Brittany mentioned, he is a foreign swimmer, but he was 27.99 this morning, very fast. His best time sits 1/100th of a second over that World Aquatics A standard. He sits at 27.34, the standard 27.33. And it's Savickas with the lead as he comes now to the finish. Just over 5 meters left to go. He's going to be in lane number 4, first to the wall. It's Savickas, a time of 27.92.
And that wraps up the events for our Olympic program, but don't go anywhere. We have the para women's and men's 50 freestyle shortly. Before we go, we're going to watch the medalists.
I was beginning to have a tendency to forget about Oliver Dawson as a junior, only because he's been winning all of our senior men's breaststroke races.
Well, and that's how, like, very similarly, but when Summer's times are still world junior records because she's in the 18 and under category. So sometimes we have to be hit with some realism, but really great to see these young stars doing well. And I think the real test, too, for his career is, can he build on this? Does he use this summer as an opportunity to gain experience on the senior level and build within the junior program as well? Here come the medalists for the men's 50-meter breaststroke. A tie for third, which is always fun. Much better than a tie for fourth. Hope they had extra medals down there.
We have Stephen Moore from the University of Calgary and Noah Chang from the Rocket Swim Club. 28.32.
And the crowd went crazy for Noah Chang. He sounds like he's got a ton of fans here. I'm just looking up the Rocket Swim Club.
Well, it's the first time we've seen the Rocket Swim Club at the podium at a national championship event, perhaps ever.
Toronto, based in Toronto. I've obviously got a few things to learn. You're so good at representing your teams from Calgary. You'll give me all the insight, and now I've missed a Toronto-based swim program.
There they go. They found a second medal.
Perfect.
Both from Noah Chang and Stephen Moore. Good swims by them. 28.32.
And I mentioned it earlier, but Noah was under that junior standard, so potentially his first junior national team this summer. Paulo Hess will take the silver medal here, representing High Performance Center, Ontario.
You know, I love, just going back to Chang, I love stories like that. Pretty unheralded swimmer dropping a full second from way out, being unseated into the final and getting where he did, and now on the podium.
That's what it's all about, truly. I whenever I can tell young kids, you know, you have a lane, you have a chance, you have an opportunity, race for it. If it was all about the seed times, we'd never have to swim any races, right? So I agree with you. It's what makes this magic.
There you go, Oliver Dawson, 27.80 for the win, and that one sweeping, as Brittany mentioned, the breaststroke events here at the Bell Canadian Swimming Trials.
Likely the end of the racing for Dawson, or you think he'll jump in for something else?
I believe that he's only doing breaststroke. I've seen him in the IMs before, but I don't think he has anything else left on his program for the week. But we could be wrong. We could delve into that a little bit deeper and see. See him back here on the podium, as well as Chang for the junior men. No, and I can confirm for you, Brittany, that Oliver is just doing the 3 breaststroke events here this week. Lucas Morin picking up the bronze medal in the junior final, or junior category, sorry. Oh, Chang. Back.
2 medals. Did they get to go? I guess they do get 2 separate medals, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. A good haul, some heavier suitcases than when they arrived. Oliver Dawson now, I guess with all 3 of his senior medals, he's got all 3 junior medals, so that's 6 gold medals there for Oliver Dawson. Pretty good haul.
Great performances by our men here in the junior category for the 50-meter breaststroke. 2 of them underneath that qualifying standard. As we get ready for our next commercial before we come back for our final events. Back. Next up will be the women's 50-meter freestyle. It is one of our para multi-class events.
Well, expect another close race here tonight. Lanes 4 and 5 are only separated by a few 100ths of a second. Maxine Levitt has lane 4 of Manitoba Bisons. Her personal best time cracked under the 28-second barrier. And Ariana Hunsaker will have lane 5, 12th in the Paris Paralympics in this very event. Special shout out on the outside, Allison Gobay in lane 8, the S5 Canadian record holder, and Danielle Doris out in lane 1, last night's 50 fly multi-class champion.
Gobay less than a second off of her Canadian mark this morning. She was 42.43. Levitt is their top seed by time in 28.60, and as Brittany said, just 3 100ths is all that separate lane number 4 and 5, and they're swimming together again in this final as they go down with just over 10 meters left to go. It is lane number 4, Maxime Levitt from the University of Manitoba, and Ariana Hunziker in lane 5 at the touch. Again, so close, a tenth of a second. That's all that separate Hunziker and Levitt in lanes 4 and 5. Sophie Wood, third to the wall, time of 30.29. So we'll check the scores as they come in now. And it looks like we do have Hunziker with 967, Doris 957, and then 930 points for Levitt.
And I don't know if anyone noticed, but Danielle Doris actually did that butterfly. So if anyone isn't aware, freestyle, you are allowed to do whatever you want. It counts, though, as a freestyle time. So she finishes second in this multi-class event by doing a different stroke. Phenomenal stuff. But again, we're seeing women's events that require over 900 para points to just get on the podium. Really solid swimming there. Levitt, another bit of a drop from her morning swim. Couple tenths, but it's Ariana Hunziker that's talking to Chris Heinbach-Watson momentarily.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, on deck with Ariana Hunziker, your winner tonight in the 50 freestyle multi-class final. Congratulations, 28:49 here tonight. As you just told me, pretty good for this time of the season.
Yeah, I took a long break after Paris and only got started training in January, so I'm very happy with that, and I'm excited to get back to training this summer and see what I can do.
So that will put you in a really good spot to be selected for the World Para Swimming Championships team going to Singapore. What would it mean to you to represent Canada again in back-to-back summers?
I mean, this will be my third Worlds, which is crazy. I don't feel like I'm that much of a vet, and I feel like I still have a lot more to prove, so I feel like I'm just going to be really excited, almost like I'm a rookie again.
Well, congratulations and best of luck. Ariana Hunziker, your winner of the 50 freestyle here tonight.
And with that, we will have our last race of the night coming up. It is the men's 50-meter freestyle, the para multi-class event. The finalists coming to the pool deck. And here they are.
Lane 3 for Olympian swimming, Fernando Liu.
In lane 2 from Edmonton, Piano Sumpa, Reed Maxwell.
Lane 1 for the Pacific Seawolves, Sebastian Masabi.
Well, we'll have to see if we can end the night just how we started it with a Canadian record performance, because Sebastian Masabi out in lane number 1 set a Canadian record in the S5 50-meter freestyle. Joining him in this heat, lane number 4, Nick Turbide. He's a very experienced 3-time Paralympian, and this is now his focus event. He used to swim backstroke and a little bit of dabble in freestyle. Now he focuses solely on the splash and dash, the 50 freestyle. And then there's Fernando Liu out in lane number 3 in the S10 category. He had a phenomenal 100 fly already tonight, as did Reed Maxwell. He's out in lane number 2.
Quick starts in 3 and 4 by Liu and Turbide. Watch Masabi. He's already broken the Canadian record this morning at time at 36.22. And Fernando Liu, he was a 25.79 this morning. He is out and moving very nicely up on Turbide. As they come to the finish, it is Lou in 3, Turbide in 4, Gill in lane number 5, just on the outside, and it's Lou to the wall first, 424.44, 965 points. A great swim by him. Nick Turbide, a time of 24.79. He scores 951. We see Reed Maxwell coming in at 28.00. It's 963 points. And how about that? Sebastian Masabi.
Another Canadian record for Sebastian Masabi. Takes another 0.7 of a second off the mark he set
Huge
this morning.
Drop. That's a great drop by Masabi. 2 records on the day. Well done.
We did talk about the disappointment of having to change classifications, but the benefit is you can just start breaking all new records. So he's
all over again.
breaking all the records. Sebastian Masabi, congratulations.
Well, great way you called it, Brittany. Finishing the night with another Canadian record the same way we started. It's been a phenomenal day for breaking records here at the 2025 Bell Canadian Swimming Trials. The latest one by Sebastian Masabi, 35.42 in our para multi-class event, swimming in the S5 category. Medal presentations coming up next before we wrap up the night.
35.42 for the new Canadian record. Another event where we had really high para points. And we'll hear from Nick Turbide with Chris Heinmark Watson.
With Nick Turbide finishing 3rd overall based on the points charts. But Nick, you're a veteran. You've been on the national team, I think, since 2013. It's been 12 years. Singapore this summer would be your 5th World Championships. What does that mean to you to be able to represent Canada for so long?
I wish I felt as young and ready as I was in 2015, 2019, and before, but the passion and my desire to go above and beyond is still there.
And you're going to be one of these veteran leaders that are on the team that are so important with some of these younger swimmers coming through. Are you looking forward to that role and continuing in that role with Team Canada?
Definitely. I've been on the lookout for a bunch of new fast guys and girls to come and challenge us to take our spots on the national team, and that's the best thing we want for para swimming. We want somebody that is there to kick our butt and there to challenge us all the way through.
Come on out and race, Nick Turbide. Nick, congratulations. Best of luck the rest of the way in this summer as you represent Team Canada. Nick Turbide in the 50 free.
Well, good way to end the night, as we mentioned.
A phenomenal way. We started with a para-Canadian record and we finished with a para-Canadian record. They really are stacking up these records. I've been trying to take note of them every day, but today alone we saw 4 Canadian records, technically 5 if you count 2 for Masabi, but S1300 fly for Alyssa Smythe, S550 free for Sebastian Masabi, S1400 fly for Nick Bennett, and Summer McIntosh's 200 fly with a 2:02.26, second fastest performance of all time. Not a bad day in the pool. And here come the medalists in the women's para 50-meter freestyle. Bronze medalist Maxine Levitt from the University of Manitoba Bisons. I think I mentioned earlier, but it took over 900 para points to get on the podium. Danielle Doris, swimming butterfly, but for freestyle gets a silver medal here. 957 para points. representing CNBO. And the gold medalist there, Ariana Hunsaker, she seemed excited about the potential for what this summer holds, the future of this para team, and a great time of 28:49 for her. It's always that time of night where my words start jumbling, but I'm always human, guys, and I'll always be honest with you. Congratulations to the three ladies, top of the podium here. And we'll get set for the men's podium. The good news about the 50s is they end on that side. So swimmers have less walking they need to do, which is always key when you've done a really hard race.
And less corralling, too, which helps.
And you don't lose them as quickly.
Yes.
You keep them over there, hold them hostage until they get a chance to warm down. And our last medal ceremony of the night. After this, we'll present our Bell Swimmer of the Night. Bell Performance of the Day. Excuse me, I'm changing the name on us. Nikolai Turbide will take the bronze medal here. We spoke, or he spoke to Chris about, getting to be a champion across the board and a leadership role he's taken on. He's excited for the next generation to take over and, as he said, just slowly push him off the throne. But a great, great representative over more than a decade for this Paralympic program. He says he's still fired up. He has passion for the sport.
Well, and that's absolutely great to see. 951 points, because here is a little bit of that youth movement that we're talking about, looking to challenge some of the vets like Turbide. Maxwell, 963 points in the event, not far off from his own Canadian record, so solid swim by him.
Gold medalist here, Fernando Liu. What a night for Fernando Liu. Just rode the water really smoothly in his 100 butterfly. I was very impressed with the time and the way it looked. And then for him to take the win here, 24:44. Those two, Reed and Fernando, were the two youngest across all of the Canadian delegation at the Paralympic Games. They both happen to be swimmers and the future of our program.
All right, and so a great end to the night here at the 2025 Bell Canadian Swimming Trials. There are medalists in the men's 50-meter freestyle para multi-class. Now time, Brittany, for the Bell Performance of the Day. And this one, we've gone back and forth. We had so many good swims on the day, all sorts of Canadian records.
So many Canadian records, and I quickly went through them. There are 4 Canadian records today. Well, 2 if you give the Sebastian Masabi the double. And you know what? I'm going to, because it's hard enough to set 1 Canadian record, but to set 2 Canadian records is pretty phenomenal in one day. So my vote goes to S550 Freestyle, Sebastian Masabi. What about you?
I'm going right along with you. So I think that we can comfortably say that the Bell Performance of the Day goes to Sebastian Masabi. 2 Canadian records tonight in the 50-meter freestyle, and a great finish to the evening. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is a wrap for the night. Thank you very much. I'm Jason Pratt with Brittany McLean Campbell. Got that one all combobulated. It is the end of the night for me just as well. But we'll see you back here tomorrow for day 5 at the Bell Canadian Swimming Trials. Racing starts 9:30 Pacific tomorrow morning.
Swimming Canada would like to thank our partners. Natation Canada tient à remercier ses partenaires. The Government of Canada, le gouvernement du Canada. Speedo, your trusted swim partner from your first splash through every stroke. Speedo, votre partenaire de natation de confiance, de votre premier saut dans l'eau à chaque traction. Bell for Better and all the ways it gives back to communities and sport across Canada. Mieux pour tous et toutes les façons dont Bell redonne aux communautés et au sport dans tout le Canada. Chicken Farmers of Canada, proud supporter and official protein of Swimming Canada. Les producteurs de poulets du Canada, fiers partisans et protéines officielles de Natation Canada.